Welcome to the 39th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you can join us. Today's venture takes us to Bay City, Michigan, and I'm so excited to talk about Michigan trip. We had a really great road trip. Bay City was our first stop. Can't wait to talk about that. But first, Colleen's going to talk about what we're wearing.
So first of all, we're going to talk about what May's wearing. And this is a hack of Katy's shawl by Cozy Up Knits. I love this pattern, and I've hacked a few times for you. And this yarn was some that I wanted to try. It's called Lion Brand Yarns. It's called Hand Dyed Heaven. So I got this at Michael's, and it comes in a skein. And it was thick enough that I could wind it up into a ball easily, so I didn't even have to put it on the Swift. But it is 100% nylon, and you love how it feels.
I love that. It's so soft. Now, did you hack this pattern, or is this just the plain pattern?
It is the pattern, but I didn't do any of the little eyeballs in the thing because the yarn itself had enough of a pattern.
It's great yarn. Like, I don't know how expensive this yarn was, but it feels cashmere worthy.
There you go. Well, there's no cashmere, and it's at Michael's, and that's a coupon usually. So
you too could have a cashmere worthy yarn.
Absolutely.
Without paying the price. So
that's
there you go.
So it's lovely, and I'm glad that you like it very much.
I do.
We've done that shape a couple times for you.
And the color's brilliant.
Yes.
I love the colors.
Works really well for you. So that's what you're wearing, and I'm wearing the Ollivander shawl, which is done by Kay F Jones. And this yarn is Sweet Georgia Tough Love Sock. And it's in the rock water colorway and in slate.
Love the colors.
Yes, I'm really happy with it.
They really blended very nice together.
Because sometimes gray and dye don't get along so well, but when you have the blue involved, I think it looks
There's a certain shade of gray, not just you, but a lot of people can't wear a certain shade of gray because it makes them look gray.
Right,
you know?
right. So you just have to be mindful of
that
color.
worked well. That really
Thank you very
turned out
much.
nice. A little bit of purple in there. Like, was it purple or is it kind of a...
That was the key.
Oh.
So when I was trying to figure out what to pair this with, I would go to blue and it wasn't blue enough, and I would go to purple and it wasn't purple enough. So anyway, we ended up going for the gray because it was the only thing I could figure out to match.
But the color in the middle, though.
That's what I'm saying. I tried to match that to brighten it up.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't do it.
All right.
So anyway, went with gray, and I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it.
Turned out great. Whatever you did, whatever your thought process, it turned out nice.
So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a hat, and it is called Fraser, and the pattern is free, and it comes from the Galt House of Yarn, and it is lovely. So it's made with Concept Cotton Merino, so that's by Katia, and it's Barocco Andean Mist. And this yarn, you hold them together. This has Surrey alpaca, which is very soft, and mulberry silk. So mohair is being used a lot, and I had a mohair and I didn't feel like I could wear it very easily. So I paired the two together. It was one ball of each, and I'm really happy how it came out. I put it on my head, but then my hair
it feels okay now for you?
Yes,
like
it's great.
It does feel very soft.
It is soft. So when I held up the Andean Mist, so if any of you are having trouble with mohair, you could give this a try just to see. And you'll always see knitters in a store kind of holding the ball up to their neck to see how sensitive they are. It's different with a hat because it's going to be around your head.
Oh, I see what you mean, but really this isn't too bad. It's
no, I know.
Yeah.
I was really, really pleased. So I had a couple of options for what piece to hold with the Katia Concept Cotton Merino, and I'm really happy how it finished up.
It turned out very nice. Very impressed.
Yes, so we've had some snow in Ontario. It's been a little cold, so now I'm ready to wear that, and it should be good. So that's my first finished object. Now my second finished object, once again, you know this pattern. It's Katy Lou's sock pattern by Dragonpine Designs. That's
your favorite.
By London Yarns, yes. And my plan had been to make a pair of socks for my son Kevin for his birthday. It's not for quite a while, but I thought let's get them done. We'll get ahead of time. So I decided to use Bernat socks. And this is one of those ones that doesn't have any, it's nylon and it's acrylic. So easy to wash, easy to take care of. And when I was knitting them, and I'll let you hold that up. When I was knitting them, I thought this is really too thick. So Kevin lives in Hong Kong.
They are pretty thick.
They are pretty thick, and Hong Kong's warm. And so I think these would be too warm. So I have another recipient in mind, and that is my brother Michael, who lives out in Calgary. they've had lots of snow too. So I thought that I'll just send him out there. I'm not sure he watches the podcast. If he does, surprise, Michael. And if he doesn't, that's okay, because I'm going to ship them off once our podcast's done, and then we'll go from there.
And that's not to say that Hong Kong doesn't get cool. They can wear a hat occasionally, but
yeah, they can.
But this is
when I say to Kevin, well, how's the weather? He says it's cold, and I says it's 10 degrees. I'm going, okay, 10 degrees is not cold. But they don't have heat the same way. Like they don't have a heater in their house.
Right, they don't have all the furnaces and stuff that we have here. So,
exactly. So I'm thrilled with how those came out, and I'm hopefully Michael will fit into those.
Michael will certainly appreciate those.
I think so. Now, my next two finished objects are Kate Atherley inspired and patterns, because I took 2 classes with Kate Atherley earlier on in October. And the first one was a top-down sweater, because you're always wanting to learn tips and tricks and how to do things. So what I really like about Kate is that she teaches, and this is the little pattern.
You know, you've mentioned Kate before, and you love the way she teaches.
I do. Said, she's great. So you make this teeny tiny little sweater.
Oh, so cute.
Yes.
But it's not really to make the sweater, it's to learn a lot of things.
Exactly. So by making that teeny tiny little sweater, you learn all those things about how it works. So it was great. There's lots of information, things about how to finish things off. So I was really happy with that.
That's a great idea, to show you in a little miniature thing of how to do things, and then when you do the big piece, you can put it all together.
Exactly. So I was thrilled with that.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And that is Patton's Astra. I have a little bit left, obviously, because I didn't use very much. So I'll see what I can do with that. So that's the first thing. And the second thing in that day, because I took classes all day, was a top-down hat. Now, she has a recipe, so I'm not going to hold it up. But once again, Kate Atherley inspired.
Wow.
So this yarn
beautiful.
is Heartland. Okay, once again, it's from Michaels. It's Lion brand. It's 100% acrylic, but I don't know how they do this. They kind of have one of the plies is almost a black, and so it really looks tonal. And I'm really happy with that. Through the pom-pom on the top.
Now, how did you do this pom-pom?
I have a couple of different pom-pom makers. I'm happy with both.
Is there one you prefer more than the other?
When we were in Scotland last year,
Ellen
had one, and I bought one here, and it is lovely. This one is a clover. That one that Ellen had was a prim. I like both of them. I haven't done enough pom-poms to really know which one I like best, but I'm happy with both of them.
Oh yeah, well this turned out very nice too.
Yep, so I'm really thrilled.
And who's the hat for? Is that a gift? Just a gift?
Let's see. What color would that be?
Oh, was that for you?
Yes, it's for me. I have a lovely new black coat and the purple thing.
You don't usually knit things for yourself, so that's why I'm kind of surprised.
Well,
that's really nice.
Thank you. So those are my finished objects, and next we're going to talk about May's finished objects.
Yes, my finished object. Now, we went to Bay City. Our road trip was in Michigan. And so it was like 3,000 kilometers we did all around Michigan.
Oh my goodness.
And it was in the fall, late fall. So as we were going along the roads, the colors were absolutely amazing. The trees, the sky. Wasn't it just
it was
gorgeous?
Beautiful.
And as we were winding around the road, I said to Colleen, you know, if you painted this, people wouldn't believe that it actually really looked like that. So when I came home, that kind of inspired me to get going. So I painted our road trip. Basically, this is what it looks like, and that's basically what our road trip for about 3,000 kilometers. That's what we saw. It was just amazing, and we went to all these little places that we're going to talk to you about. So that's one of my finished objects.
It's beautiful. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. And last podcast, if you watched our last podcast, I talked about putting the polymer clay babies in the oven, because Colleen had showed these little socks that she had knit and these little booties, and I had said that I had made polymer clay babies to kind of go with what you had.
You did a
and
great
I didn't have them, and so when I tell you that I'm going to do something, then I feel obligated to do it. So I finally got it done last night. I put the babies in the oven. So here's the baby. Here's the end product. That's the baby. But I'll show you the socks that inspired the baby's outfit. These, I love these little things. They're so cute. Now you showed those last podcast last time.
You did a great job.
And the little
matching
outfit
colors.
kind of matches. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the little outfit matches the socks. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
That would be a cute little gift.
Maybe you could take pictures and you can
There
show
you go.
those as well. Yeah,
sure.
That's good.
You might be able to see them. And this one I've showed before. And we have a little sock for that one I showed before. That's cute. I like that.
Yes, very cute.
And then my other finished object is this little polymer clay and it was the little outfit was inspired by these little boots. So that is my finished objects. Well, and also I've been playing around with the polymer clay, not too much. In the winter I'm going to get into it more.
Right.
But I was just kind of experimenting with some things that I could do. And my son plays guitar, and I thought I would make
That's brilliant.
a little guitar for him for his tree ornament.
Right, very nice.
And experimented with that.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, you know, there's lots of little things that you can do with those polymer clays. I love working
Right.
with it, you know, rather than the, what is that?
Felting. Felting.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, we won't go there.
Your fingers are healed. You're good. Your fingers are healed.
Yeah, I don't have to wear, you know, protective gear when I'm doing that polymer clay, but it's a kind of
Exactly
like
right.
a fun little thing to do. So
Exactly.
those are my finished objects, Colleen.
And next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is the Ever After Cowl, and that is by Maree Buscke, something like that. And it is lovely because you only need one ball of yarn. I'm using a worsted weight ball of yarn. And it's really, really slippery because it is basically, it's 100% nylon. So this yarn comes from Michael's as well. And I am going to get the name of the yarn because I the ball band I do not have. But I'll get the name of it and we'll have May put it on right below.
Right.
And she can write that on.
a very soft yarn.
It's very, very soft and it's very, very slippery when you're working with it. So I knew, because I was winding it up, I thought this is slick, that I was going to use my wooden needles. So these are the Lucca needles, which were all the rage, and now some people use them, some people don't. But I just knew that for this project, and by the way, it's a present for the mums, so if they're watching, hello, Merry Christmas to you too. But I just wanted to work through it and not have things slip all over the place. So this is a very easy knit. It works really well. If you have a one skein of worsted yarn and don't know what to do, this is a fantastic pattern.
Now, Michael's, you mentioned the yarn a couple of times about Michael's. They're really getting different yarns and like
They
nice yarns, aren't
absolutely
they?
are, right? So there's things in skeins, they've got things in cakes. It's amazing what they're
And
doing.
reasonably priced. I like their
Absolutely,
prices.
yeah. It's nice when it's on sale and it's nice when you can use a coupon.
I think our mums will really appreciate those.
Yes, it's really slippery and the whole
Yeah.
cake is falling apart, but that's okay, not a problem. My second work in progress comes from the Comfy Cozy Trio, and that's by Cozy Up Designs. And this is the cowl that comes with it. So
This feels a little rustic compared to
you
what
know
I
what?
just had in my hand.
Yeah, it's not as soft as that, but once I block it, it will be really, really soft. So what happened was I had yarn from a shawl. So it's Julie Aslin, and it was a shawl that I made, and it was the shape that was a problem. So I blocked it one way, then I blocked it a second way, and I thought, I am never going to wear this. So what I did was I ripped it all out, and it came with 5 colors, and I'm using 4 of them. So it's a gradient, and because I'm pairing it with this cream, which is Cascade Heritage, which is lovely, you're seeing the gradient a little bit, and when it's done and it's blocked, I think you'll see it more. So I'm really
I can see it as
with
I'm
this.
looking at it. When you mentioned it, I can
Yeah.
see that. But the colors turned out great. What a good combination, gradient
really,
with the plain.
I know, I'm
you
really,
know?
really happy with it.
Now, I noticed your little stitch marker is this little, it's lovely, that little stitch marker.
Oh, thank you. So that
Yeah.
came from Ireland.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the yarn stores we were in Ireland, they
Yeah.
had those, and I love them. So
Perfect
really
match
fun.
with this little cowl here.
So the nice thing is, keeping my fingers crossed, I'll finish the cowl and I'll probably have enough to make a hat. So I'm really, really pleased with that.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so that's the second one. And then the last one, you will have seen that I made one of these, and that's the Moondust by Kay F Jones. I made one of those for May, and then I thought, oh dear, I need to have one for me.
I haven't had an opportunity to wear mine yet, but I'm looking forward to it in the winter.
Exactly.
Because I don't like the scarce of all this bulk, and this is just perfect.
It is. So there it is.
I'll hold that
Surprise,
for you.
surprise. I think this is called Grape Compote. This is Cascade 128, so it is a bulky yarn. And I love that we get this pattern at the bottom. And then this is just garter. You get a nice big thing. So I'm looking for a 2-inch button. Right now I have 1.5 or 1 5/8. No, 1.5. I think I haven't found a 2-inch one yet, but it has to be the right button. So
Right.
I'm
And
got
if
a
you
couple
want to
of
see
my-
what this looks like, I think the last podcast you
Yes.
had it on me.
Yes.
Finished objects.
Yes.
You had it on, and you can see what it looks like
Exactly.
on. I don't want to do that because it's still.
No, it wraps around
right.
and then you button it so you don't get all that big bulk of a big long scarf.
Yeah. Turned out great. I
I'm
love
really,
it.
really thrilled.
Yeah.
So those are my works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Today's adventure took us to Bay City, Michigan. We went on a Michigan road trip, 3,000 kilometers. Our first stop was Bay City, which was a lovely little community there. It is located Saginaw Bay, which is off of Lake Huron. And there's that little mitten part, and that's Saginaw Bay. And then right at the base, that's called Bay City. And it's right like on the river and stuff. It's a population of about 35,000 people. You know, to get to it, we drove through a place called Sandusky, which was kind of cool. And it was around Halloween time.
Yeah.
And they had all these, you know, characters on the street at
Yeah.
each street post as you drove through. It was so cool. But I find that in the United States, they go into Halloween in a big way.
Yeah,
Do you notice that?
Yeah,
It wasn't
that's
just Sandusky. It was all these little places that we drove through, and they did it up. So it was kind of neat. It's Bay City's well known in mid-Michigan for its festivals and celebrations. It has a Polish festival. It has fireworks celebration. It has music festival and a whole bunch of other things going on there because it is on the pier. There's a really nice pier walk. We didn't get an opportunity. We were just kind of doing this tour as like a drive through and stop off.
Right, exactly.
There is a really nice pier. We did go down to the pier, and there's a really nice walk where you can jog and bike, and it goes for forever. And apparently it's quite peaceful, people say. Now, there's the Saginaw Valley Naval Ship Museum, which is only about 9 minutes away. That's a big thing. And the tall ships come in there every year.
Right.
There's antique centers, there's a rec center, there's a city market, and of course there's always a little hockey team in these little communities. But what a lovely little place. It was a bright sunny day when we went there.
Yeah, it was.
Notable people, lots of notable people are from there, but the ones that you might know is Madonna was born there.
Okay.
And, you know, I think the last time we talked about the Bay City Rollers in our last podcast,
Right,
and I
right.
sang SATURDAY. I sang that song.
Yep.
Turns out Bay City, they threw darts at a map, and that's where they came up with the name Bay City Rollers.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it was named after them.
Right.
And what else can I tell you about Bay City? Just lovely. The people there were absolutely amazing. The store was lovely. It's just off the little highway that we were driving through.
Right.
Now, the front of the store, you can see they talked about changing that up. You wouldn't be able to tell it, but it has the sign there,
Right.
piece of view. But as we drove around, which is the back of the store, looked like the front of the store.
Right.
But
There's lots of parking,
yeah.
and it's a great store.
But Bay City, lovely little place. It was a beautiful day, as you can see. And the people in there, the store you walk in, it's like, wow.
Exactly.
Wasn't it?
It was amazing.
Bright, and it was large, and there was lots of space, and nice
Absolutely.
people. And if you're ever in that area, highly recommend that store.
It was brilliant, which I will talk about in just a second. So we have friends, Carrie and Linda.
Hi,
hello
Carrie and
there,
Linda.
Who went to Nashville to a knitting retreat, and they won a prize. And one of the prizes that they won was this needle travel book. And it has every quilt store, yarn store in all the different states.
Is
And
it just
is
America?
amazing.
Is it on Canada
I
or
think
just
it's just
American?
the states. As I'm flipping through, it's just the states. But the nice thing is that it has, every time, there you go, it has a map. And so you can do what we did. So I said, May, we're going to go to Michigan. And so I designed this whole path. And May's going, where are we going today?
Yeah.
And so I had picked out places, and I could see here where there were yarn stores and where there were quilt stores.
You used that book a lot,
All
didn't
the
you?
time. Yeah, I did. So thank you very much, Carrie and
Thanks,
Linda.
Carrie and Linda. We appreciate you giving us that book. That
All
was
right,
great.
so that helped us find this store, which is called A Piece of You. And it was lovely. So Sue is the owner.
She was just so friendly and welcoming and
Exactly.
happy and just
Yeah, so she was great, showed us around, talked a little bit about some of the specialty yarns that they have. And there's a big table in the middle, and there were people knitting there. Judy was there. Hello, Judy.
And I was just sitting there just chatting away. I just thought I'd sit down. I felt so comfortable. I don't always do that in a yarn store,
No,
but
no,
it was
no.
just so comfortable that I just sat down and started
Exactly.
chatting while you had the opportunity to
Look
browse
around.
and look and browse and look and then browse some more. I'm
And-
very patient.
Yes, you are very patient because I usually have to do at least 3 tours of the store. That's how we go. But they have so many different yarns. So they have Leading Men Fiber Arts. They have Barocco and Katia, and they have Knitted Wit, and they had Emma's Yarn. So we had been to the Four Pearls yarn store
In Orlando, Florida?
in Orlando, well, Winter Haven, but in Florida.
Right.
And so Emma's family comes, Emma of Emma's Yarns family comes from Michigan, and so that's one of the reasons why they have that.
And
yarn.
we met Emma.
And we did
We
meet
did
Emma
meet
when
Emma
we were
when
yep,
we were in Florida.
That's right.
And it was really cool to see her yarn
In another store.
in Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
Northern Michigan. So.
Exactly. It was great. They had Sweet Georgia. They had I'm trying to think what else they had. Oh, they had the Fiber Company. So many. Now the nice thing is that this A Piece of You yarn shop does online orders. So I am not mentioning all the names of the yarn.
Do they have a website?
They have a website, and you can order right off of there.
Yeah, I suggest the woman there, they're so professional. I don't think you'd have a problem ordering anything from there.
Yeah.
It would be a great place. She has a lot of selection.
Yes.
And
And
hello
the
there.
samples are amazing. So you fell in love with this one
pink
shawl that's
one.
called Pink Graphite.
And there was one picture on that on the intro.
Yes. And May keeps saying, come on, Colleen, you can do this. So I have to figure out how to make that pattern be something you'd be willing to wear, because it's a fairly big shawl.
It is, yeah.
So I'll have to do a little hacking of that
Okay,
pattern.
that'll be great.
But the pink and gray was so pretty, and it would look really, really
I always
nice on
love to
you.
give you a challenge.
Yes, you do. That's good. And I don't mind at all. So I really, really enjoyed the store. The people were great. They had a couple of neat things there. They have their own bags that they're printed and sold, and then you can return it back to the store, and then they will donate some money,
Oh, that's so nice to give back.
which is great. And then the other thing is they had this, it's the most bizarre thing. It's like cardboard, but it's a special kind of paper. And what you can do is wash it, and it starts to feel more like fabric and canvas.
I missed that piece.
I know.
I missed that.
And I nearly bought one. But I thought this was our first store, and I thought I've got lots of Michigan to go, so I will be good. So I didn't do that. But we had a great time at that store.
So
It was
thank
a
you,
great
Bay
person.
City.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Piece of You, thank you so much for being so welcoming to both of us. We really appreciated that.
That's
so thank
right.
you on our passing through road trip. So
Perfect. So that's our adventure, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My souvenir from the Piece of You yarn shop.
I love that you said souvenir and not souvenirs.
As I said,
Souvenir.
it was the first stop. I could have spent lots of money in
But
that
we
store.
knew
It
this was a
beautiful.
road trip, so you couldn't really buy everything on that one
No.
store. But although you wanted to,
Right.
But it was very good that you refrained from doing that, and
I
you
did.
only have one souvenir. That's magic to my ears.
So the nice thing is they did have such great samples, and they have these, so it is Mountain Colors, so it is a yarn company, and because the tall ships come into Bay City, they, the Mountain Colors make a special colorway every year for when the tall ships come in. So this is a picture, and we'll get May to take a nice close-up picture of that.
It's got a tall ship picture. In it.
And this one, if you show the colors, so there's water, and then there's the wood of the ship, and it's absolutely amazing. So this is the colorway for 2019. So I thought if I was going to get anything, that would be the thing to do.
That's beautiful.
Designed specially for a Piece of You. Now, I find sometimes when you get yarn like that, it's really hard to know what it would look like knit up. So Sue, the owner, was so smart, and she knit up this one, which is called the Easy Goes It. And that is by Michelle Higgins. And this yarn knit up into this shawl
It looked beautiful.
is brilliant. So it's a one skein shawl, and I'm happy about that. The colors are brilliant, and how it models its way through was fantastic. So I'm absolutely thrilled, and I can hardly wait to cape that up.
Wonderful. Great
Exactly.
souvenir.
That's it. And no souvenirs for you?
No souvenirs for me.
All right, we're at the start of the thing. You never know what's going to happen. That's my souvenir. I absolutely love it. Looking forward to making it. We had a wonderful time in Bay City. We enjoyed the scenery. We enjoyed the people. Sue and Judy, you were great to meet, so thank you so very much. We love doing this podcast for you. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what else you'd like to see, or if there's something you want us to talk a little bit more about. We'd appreciate that. We really like doing this for you. So until next time.
You take care.